welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for August the 13th through August the 13th through August the 19th. Now, this is for your sun, moon, and rising, guys, and these are general readings. So if you would like a personal reading, you can click right here on this link up here, and that will give you some information on how to get a personal reading with me. Listen, guys, I'm so excited. I am up to over 4K in subscribers. That's huge for me. I am so grateful and I'm so ecstatic. When I upload videos, it kind of goes down a bit and then goes back up. So it might be a little below when you check it out, but it will raise higher. So I'm really excited, and thank you, really thank you for subscribing. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you stopped by, and I really hope that you'll come back, and I hope you enjoy your readings here. I start off with an astrological report for the week, and then I go into the readings for your horoscope. And as I said before, it's for your sun, moon, and rising. All the links will be below in the show more section. You'll also get other links down there you can check out. Check me out on Patreon. There's a link right here or below in the show more section, and that's another way to support me. And check me out on Instant Go. That's down below also. What else? I think that's it. If you are returning, thank you. I really appreciate you, because you keep coming back and you give me that inspiration to keep going with this. Now, the astrological report for the week. The big news is that Mars, and tonight, I'm actually recording this on Sunday, Mars is moving, it's still moving retrograde, and it's going back into the sign of Capricorn. Now, Mars loves Capricorn, right? Because it can get things done. However, it is retrograde, so we may kind of experience some clashes business-wise, because Capricorn kind of rules business and career and ambition, and Mars is get up and go and take action, right? So we might kind of have some, this is really a good time for you to look at all the blockages that you put in. Why do you procrastinate? What makes you procrastinate? Is it fear? Is it what is it for you? It's good to look at that so that you can remove those blocks and get ready for when it goes direct to spring into action. This is a really good time to plan, right? To get your ducks in a row, to think about what is your next move. How are you going to make that move? So if you know that, when you know that Mercury is in retrograde and you've got this, and you've got it, and it's in Capricorn, which is very ambitious and business oriented, you can really plan your future business wise and spring into action once it goes direct at the end of the month. Now, also, Mercury is retrograde too, and that is really slowing down and getting ready to go direct on Saturday the 18th. Another good time to, get your ducks in a row. Maybe get an oil change for your car. If you have to get to work, leave a little extra early, because you could run into some delays on the subways or trains or things like that. So it's very good to kind of leave a little extra early, especially if you have an important meeting. Definitely plan ahead and leave a bit early. Better to be early than late, isn't it? And you can always hang out and get a cup of tea and relax before you go into your meeting or before you go into work. So that's, when Mercury goes direct, there's always a little time, maybe a week or so, maybe a week, 5 to 7 days, of where the effects of Mercury direct is still happening. So it's very important to remember that, to allow for that. So if you've noticed that people are a little passive aggressive, or you've got that, silent freeze from some people, that will all change and abate once these planets go direct. Also, a good thing to be aware of is, or to be conscious of, is, you know, Mercury is all about electronic messages, right? Communication. So be aware, make sure that you are sending your message to the correct person when replying, right? Or responding. So be very aware. I mean, I think we've all done that. I've responded or replied to somebody in error. So without further ado, let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading, which should have been from the 13th of August to the 19th. This is Wednesday, though. It's the 15th, and I want to thank you for being patient. I'm really sorry. Mercury's in retrograde. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, so I'm better late than never. Thank you for joining me, by the way. And your first card out, Aries, is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is just an emotion. Look, there's a rainbow there. There's family. There's a lovely house. This is everything. All your needs are being met. This is like feeling exuberant on every level and just feeling contented and happy. This is the happy card. Now, clarifying it is the Hermit. So I have a feeling that this is kind of in reach for you. However, the Hermit is about retreating from society. It's about meditation. It's about getting with self. It's about solitude, not loneliness, or, you know, when you're, you know, retreating from society because you're wounded. This is for healing and for knowledge. The Hermit goes into a cave and just takes a respite from society and learns everything he can. He's a voracious reader, and he meditates, and, you know, he accesses the Akashic records. He's like a walking library, right? But even more so because he's very, very wise. And then what he does is he comes out and he holds that light up to show other people the way. For me, he's the teacher and the student, or the student and the teacher. Whatever we learn, it's our duty to pass that on, right? To share that with the world. And what I'm getting is life purpose for you guys, because when we're on our life purpose, when we're in our life purpose, it's meant to be shared. It's meant to be shared with society. So whatever you learn, pass it on. It's going to really feed your soul. It is a time to retreat, though. And I always say that when you retreat and you quieten the mind, peace can come in, knowledge can come in, you can get those brilliant ideas and then you can help others through it, right? So I feel that your emotional fulfillment will be from retreating and meditation. So I always think that for everyone anyway, you know, meditation is the answer to happiness, you know. And acceptance. The next card up for you is the Page of Swords. Now, pages are two things. They can indicate two things. They can indicate they've kind of gained all this knowledge. They've been an apprentice. They work for the king and the knights, you know, and they deliver messages, and they have all this knowledge. But what they lack is experience, right? So, what this means sometimes when the Page of Swords comes up, it means that you're ready to go on to the next level. I'm really seeing that for you, actually. I'm seeing that you are ready to move on to the next phase of your life. I'm seeing that very clearly for you, Aries, because clarifying it, you have two cards. One is the Four of Swords, which is saying that you really need rest. You need to meditate. That's what this is saying, right? Meditation is very important for you right now, because the swords is the intellect, right? It's thinking, thinking, thinking. This is like, you know, I mean, it can be as simple as getting enough sleep, because things are really going to change for you and things are going to happen rather fast. But what I would do is really, I'm getting that you need to kind of take a step back from life almost. And you have to get enough rest, and you must meditate. I'm saying must, you know. Look, if you meditate, let me put it this way, if you meditate, your life will improve vastly. You are going to have an epiphany. You're going to get this information that wouldn't necessarily be available to you because your mind's so, you know, look, we all walk around with what we call the monkey brain, right? And it's blah, 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 and it's saying all these things. Sometimes we don't even hear it. It's so familiar. We don't even listen to it. We don't hear it, but we listen to it, right? So how can we know? And we get these downloads and this information from higher realms all day long, but we can't decipher. We don't hear it because of the chatter. The loud chatter drowns those brilliant ideas and epiphanies out, right? So if you meditate, you start to hear them. You start to hear them. The more you meditate, the louder they become, and the more realistic and rational they become, so that you can change your life for the better. Do incredible things with your life. And right next to it, you've got the world, darling. And the world indicates that you're going, if you make a change right now, the universe is going to support you. This is definitely about making a change, going in a different direction with your life altogether. And it's a change that you can make. It's not something that's made for you. So it's like you're empowered to make this change. You know what change that needs to be made. But if you meditate, it's going to give you the courage, the quietness of mind, because you've got that monkey brain. You can't do it. You're too old. You're too blah, 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 blah. You're too stupid, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff that's constantly going. It's not going to work. It's a stupid idea, blah, 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 blah. You know, have you ever woken up one day and you think, you've got this amazing idea, the best idea in the whole world. And then the next day you get up and you think, what the hell was I thinking? That was so stupid, and blah, 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 blah. And that brilliant idea that you had the day before just becomes dirt under your shoe, right? So quieten that mind and receive the information that you're meant to receive, Aries. So the next card is the Hanging Man. He's just hanging there, hanging about. He's not hurting or anything. He's almost like in a yoga pose, and he's kind of looking. This card is asking you to take a look at your situation from a different perspective. It's like completely doing a 180. And, you can do any kind of fraction in between. But it is like looking at something from a different perspective, changing your perception of this situation. It's like, sometimes being open to seeing it in a different way, Aries. That's what this is about. This is about being open to seeing something in a different way. And right underneath it, clarifying it, is the Nine of Pentacles. If you do take a look at your situation in a different way, it's really going to pay off for you, because the Nine of Pentacles is about manifestation. It's about manifesting wealth. It's like a celebration of of how hard you've worked. So something is definitely going to change for you, Aries, and it's going to be a really wonderful change. The only thing I would say is meditate, so that you know without doubt that you're doing the right thing and going in the right direction. Aries, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being patient. I really appreciate you. I love you all. And I'll see you next week. If you would like a personal reading with Mary, please go to www.liveinthesolution.com.